Is Pastor Adeboye an APC pastor? Well, we're going to be telling you the answer to that question in this video. So guys, welcome to another episode of the Kiwi Show. It's good to have you guys back. Yay! It's your favorite girl, Jessie Rogers, here again with another very interesting topic. And if this is your first time seeing my face, how about you click that like button? Don't forget to subscribe and share to your friends. All right, guys, welcome back. So on today's episode of the Kiwi Show, there's this brewing, should I call it a brewing sensation? Plenty English. Okay, so here's the thing. A few days ago, a video popped up online that sparked a lot of, concerns from Nigerians. The prayer walk of the RCCG. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's not a new practice in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. It's something that has been done over time. So this is not the first of its kind. So after the video popped up online, a lot of people were like, oh, a lot of Nigerians expressed their concerns, saying, oh, it's not nice amidst the whole protests going on. How can, this church proceed with their activities like, nothing is happening? So, even people went ahead to even thoroughly thrash the pastor. And you just wonder, this act, does it really warrant, is it enough to have this level of hate from a lot of Nigerians? Now, who are we talking about? First of all, you need to understand who this person is. This is Pastor Enoch Adeboye. The Redeemed Christian Church of God is a holiness Pentecostal megachurch and denomination headquartered in Ogun State, Nigeria, with its presence in more than 198 countries of the world. And of course, more than 14 million members in Nigeria alone. And it is considered as one of the biggest church denominations in the world, with of course, many branches in different states. So, now you know all these. Why would people tag him APC pastor? I will give you some of Nigerians' reasons for doing so. Back then, when Goodluck Jonathan was still our president, Pastor Adeboye led a 1 million man protest against the insecurity that was happening during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. That was the period we had the issues with Boko Haram and the Chibok girls. So the insecurity in the nation was very high as at then, okay? And Pastor Adeboye led the protest, but it is claimed that he didn't lead the protest against the power as at then, but the protest was because of the insecurities in the nation. So Nigerians were okay with that. They're like, okay, it's fine. But now, when there was insecurities in Buhari's regime, why didn't you say anything? Now, the current government is giving Nigerians heat back to the point that its youths, Nigeria's youths, decided to stand up and fight for their rights. Okay, and he still hasn't said anything. So this has made a lot of Nigerians to lash out angrily, especially with this recent prayer walk movement. A lot of Nigerians are angry. You get the point now. You get why a lot of Nigerians are, firing at the man of God, okay? Because Nigerians currently, because of what is happening in the nation, I mean, it is terrible. The bad governance that actually led youths to rise up and say, you know what, we've had enough, because the basic amenities for survival are no longer accessible to the below average person in the country. Now, amidst this whole thing, Nigerians are of the opinion that this is not the right time for the prayer walk or whatever. As a matter of fact, everything that the country used to do before should be placed on hold until we fix the mess in this country. It was when the BB Naija program, the reality TV show, started, a lot of Nigerians lamented as well. So it's not like they're trying to just attack the Christendom. A lot of Nigerians were like, no, BB Naija. In fact, who is even going to watch this thing? Can't you see what is happening in the nation? Can't you see how things are? And you are even going to waste more money in that BB Naija when they're complaining that there's no money for anything in the country, So Nigerians were, some Nigerians lamented about the BB Naija show. And the same Nigerians are also lamenting about this prayer walk. So in as much as a lot of people are of the opinion that, oh, but he's not the only pastor that did not involve themselves in the protest. He's what about other religious leaders? Did they say anything? Dadani. A lot of people actually look up to Pastor E.A. Adeboye. I mean, giving his records, giving his list of achievements, giving his position in society, he's considered one of the elders of this nation. So you can't really blame people for wanting to hear what he has to say concerning the current situation of the country. Now, here are some hot takes between some Nigerians and some other Nigerians concerning this particular issue. Some people are saying, the ones that have blasted him now for conducting his prayer walk, and then they fired back. Is he the only person that is not involved in the protest? And then some others are of the opinion that he's supporting APC. He's because it's APC that is ruling. That is why, he's not saying anything. And some people are like, what What if he's just tired, with the pressure of everything that has been happening in the country? Because, we all know that Pastor Adeboye is a patriot, all right? And these people firing back now are firing back. These other people said, what if he's just tired? The pressure and everything, with being a general overseer, with being an elder, this, that. And then people are like, okay, he's a patriot. We know. He prays for the country. We know. Some Christians are even asking and saying, but if they say faith without works is dead. You can pray. Prayer is key, all right? Prayer is the master key. However, is it just to pray and do no work? It is believed that there are some things that humans can do for themselves. There's a role you have to play, that God cannot do every single thing for you. That is why he gave us dominion. That is why he gave us power. Some things are under our jurisdiction and he expects us to take care of them. God is not going to come and do the one that you can do by yourself as a human being in the country. God is not going to speak up. And some Christians are also of the opinion that God wants you to be involved in your country's affairs, in your country's politics. The people who should lead the nation are not heathens, according to some Christians, but Christians and people who believe in God. So if that is the case and you are a patriot, as you have shown the world that you are, you pray for the country, there are some things that nobody is saying that he must go out there and lead the protest like he did back then in Goodluck Jonathan's time. Because this thing, we're going to balance all these opinions at the end of the day, all right? Because that's what we do here on the Kiwi Show. Let's balance all these opinions. Now, some people still expressing their grievances and saying that since he's a patriot, it's not enough to just pray. At least speak up. Let's say maybe back then in Goodluck Jonathan's time, it's not the same as now. When it comes to age and some other biological factors, the fact that he no longer has at least that youthful vigor and all that. Let's talk about the age, because he's getting old. That's what some people trying to bring into the topic as well, saying maybe he cannot really go out there. Okay, fine, we understand that you cannot walk on the road, but at least say something, speak up, say something about the decline in the economy of the nation. Because the truth of the matter is, if the country is not good, people will not serve God in peace. People will not practice their religion in peace, okay? Before, people had access to buying things like yams, chicken, and whatnot for their Thanksgiving ceremonies, right? In church. But these days, do you know how much one tube of yam is? Do you know how much? Don't even touch a live chicken. Yes, I'm telling you. So these are the grievances of the people. People have been expressing that, oh no, that yes, nothing is wrong with the prayer walk. We can practice our religion, but see what is happening in the country now. After praying, to also involve some physical work, put some physical work in place to support the prayers. Because even in there are some prayers you pray sometimes and you be given some physical instructions, things to do physically, all right? They'll tell you, to do this, take sand or speak into the sand, stuff like that, or you bring out your hanky, they'll pray for your hanky. There's some physical things that will be done to support or to manifest the spiritual part. So these are people's complaints. They're just, even some Redeemed Christian Church of God members are actually hopeful and believing that the Pastor Adeboye, would say something concerning this current decline in the nation, all right? It is understandable that maybe, just like the other party is saying, that maybe he's just tired, because it's not really easy to handle the pressure of being one of the elders of a whole nation, especially a nation like Nigeria. That what if he's just tired? I heard someone say that actually, and she was like, because you know how it is now, everybody's looking up to you, even your children, like people who call you daddy that are in the political sphere, some of the political leaders that look up to him, some of his church leaders that look up to him, and a lot of other persons that he's fathering, or they all look up to him like, daddy, what do you have to say? Daddy this, daddy that, daddy this. What if the man is just, God will help us? What if that is his current situation? That is the argument that the person was bringing to table. But however, notwithstanding, there's something we call leadership. When you fill a leadership role, definitely there are some powers that you have. And what Nigerians are saying is that Pastor Adeboye is beyond some certain things. He's above some certain things when with regards to the whole leadership thingy. He's a man of very high status. It is believed that whatever he puts his mouth or involves himself in is going to make a serious, heavy impact. Hello? I don't know if you're understanding. You can't be in a position of leadership and not use your power. Remember Esther in the Bible? Now, this was what someone told me, and I just had to download it a bit and think about it. Esther was a queen. When they were killing the Israelites, Mordecai told her that, if you think you're going to be spared just because you're queen, you're joking. You're playing. As a matter of fact, it is what we call in Igbo land, akoko neguma ikejaya. The stories that the musician Mike Ejaya tells, go, 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 go. I don't know how many of you have seen that trend anyways. But that is the whole idea of everything. If something should happen to this country, God forbid, and everything goes down, but I mean everything goes down and lives are lost and people are dying and whatnot. But the church is the people. I don't know if you understand. So even the pastors, even the other religious leaders that are not talking, that are not saying anything, that are not speaking up, somehow they are in the wrong. Because at the end of the day, something happens to this country, where is the church that you're going to pastor? Hello? Even in the Bible, you would see religious, not religious leaders, but leaders of the old. They speak to their kings. They talk to their kings. That's like when it comes to the hierarchy of command in a particular nation. We are told to respect the president, the king, or whoever. And the person that comes next, if he's not even the main power, all right, is the priests or the head of whatever religion it is that they believe in. I don't know if you guys are getting where this whole antagonism against the pastor is coming from. Anyways, that notwithstanding, let's balance the situation. First of all, I am going to say that two wrongs do not make a right. Where am I coming from? You might say that Pastor Adeboye's methods are not okay with you and you're not happy. Okay, that's your own opinion, all right? But what I do not support and should not be supported is that you would come online and throw heavy insults at somebody you cannot even talk to in person. Oh yes, like I said, two wrongs don't make a right. You can drive down your point without insulting people, because let's shift the fact that he is a pastor or a religious leader, okay? Let's move that aside. Most of the people typing and using all this vulgar language on the man of God, they're not his mates. We need to do better. I believe we can drive down our points without being insulting. Leaders are actually put in their positions to be able to help people that can't, people that can't speak for themselves. You're supposed to use your power as a leader, as an influential person, to help the common man that cannot talk, people that are looking up to you. Now, if you're saying religious leaders, like you're trying to look for an excuse, maybe he's a pastor, he's not supposed to do this, he's not supposed to do that. I mean, look at the fact that people of color can enjoy some level of freedom and peace in America today was because of Reverend Martin Luther King. Yes, he was a leader, but he was also a religious leader. We also had the likes of Reverend Freddie Shuttlesworth in 1965. And sometime in 2008, I think we had another Reverend Ron Johnson. These are all people, religious leaders that led protests that helped give a better system, a better governance system. So honestly speaking, I don't think protest is a sin. I do not think protesting is an act of rebellion either. It is the rights, the civil rights of the people. And even you as a religious leader, your civil rights, protesting too is your civil rights, okay? But at the end of the day, I mean, it's not compulsory. It's a voluntary action. However, being put in a place of leadership, I believe leaders should be able to lend their voices, especially when it has to do with something that is affecting their followers or their children in an adverse way. This country is hard on everybody, okay? So people who have been put in power should do something to help. That is my hot take on this. So now I'd like to hear your hot take on this, guys. I would like to know what you think about this particular situation. What do you think about this whole prayer walk? Do you think it's right for people to be insulting him? Because I don't think that's right. Anyways, guys, I'll be coming to the end of the show with that. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share to your friends. So until next time, this has been your favorite girl, Jessie Rogers, here on The Kiwi Show. So until next time, my darlings, it's bye-bye.